but it's done. It's done, mate. You have sacked yourself, mate.
Ten Hag genuinely isn't going to survive this.
Why can't Erik Ten Hag put his style of play into a team that had £400 million spent on it?
Even Man United fans are seeing
Absolutely disgraceful tactics. What's the game plan?
In terms of competing with Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool, they are way off it.
The numbers suggest you're on course for your worst Premier League finish ever.
He is one of the most hated managers in the world right now.
A serious club will get rid of Ten Hag today.
Who has delivered Manchester United some of their most embarrassing results in recent times.
Ten Hag is a dead man walking.
So you might be wondering, how did this man go from being Europe's most wanted manager to turning Man United into a laughingstock? To answer this, we need to go back to 1983, when Ten Hag was just 13.
Kapot is, denkt ze wel eens van, de voetbal trek ik helemaal niks meer aan, ik ga er meteen af.
Here he sits with the great Johan Cruyff discussing managing.
In 1974, there was a Dutch team, and they play already total football. They had a leader and a very creative player up front, Johan Cruyff.
Most youth players would be solely focused on their own play, but Ten Hag was different.
As a player, I was already thinking not only about myself, but I was thinking for the whole team.
As a younger player, he always pointed out where players should go. He knew so much.
His playing career was nothing to be ashamed of. He won the KNVB Cup with Twente and made over 300 senior appearances.
But he done alright. He done alright for himself. But I think he's done a lot better now in football as a coach.
2012, Ten Hag got his first official job with Go Ahead Eagles in the Dutch second division. This is where things get interesting, because with zero managerial experience, Ten Hag does not shy away from implementing his philosophy.
Erik is a control freak and ensures that everyone has to be sharp in the organization, and he pays attention to the details.
He's prepared, he's a professional, and he has a high standard level. He's an animal in football, eh? He lives day and night of it.
And the results were instantaneous. Go Ahead Eagles were back in the Eredivisie after a 17-year wait. Ten Hag's impact was evident, but after just one season with the club, he was gone. He took his talents to Bayern Munich, where he would gain valuable experience working under Pep Guardiola himself.
I think he learned a lot from Pep Guardiola. I remember really clear, he was so good in details on the pitch, he had a clear philosophy on the pitch.
But Ten Hag isn't satisfied. He doesn't want to be coaching the reserve team. He wants to prove his value as the main man. So in the summer of 2015, he returns to the Dutch league as head coach of Utrecht.
When he shows us and tells us what's going to happen or what we should prepare of, it comes out. Yeah, then you start believing in it and you think, okay, he knows what he's talking about.
In his second season with Utrecht, Ten Hag delivered European football to the club, and eventually he receives his dream offer. Ajax was the biggest club in the Netherlands, and the pressure to succeed was enormous.
Because in 4 years they had no title. There was a lot of, he said, especially the mentality of the players is not good enough. So we tried to change all that.
But Ten Hag was not going to let Cruyff down.
Does it start with Cruyff football, at least?
Cruyff was one of the ones who always innovates the game. And so that is what you have to do always. I think that is the lesson he gives us. It's important as a coach that you pick up the right things, what introduce, and you form an own style.
He knows what he wants as a coach. He has a clear vision and he demands the best from his players.
It's a first championship since 2014 and also secured Erik Ten Hag's men the club's first domestic double for 17 years.
In his first full season with the club, Ten Hag led Ajax to the domestic double.
And he brought us a lot of joy, success, and also put us back on the map a bit in Europe.
That's a record extending 36th Dutch league title for Ajax and their third under Erik Ten Hag.
But he performed so well in Dutch competition, and after Frank de Boer, he's the best performing manager with winning league titles.
And Ten Hag bring back the Cruyff football, and that was big.
You see him building a team so carefully, and you see him adapting his way of playing and adapting his style.
I think he's a wonderful person, and as a coach, he get that little extra from the players.
Ten Hag could have continued to cement himself as the greatest Ajax manager ever, but when a certain club comes calling, you don't turn them down.
Huge breaking news that Erik Ten Hag has been announced as the new first-team manager of Manchester United.
Erik Ten Hag, who played some of the most beautiful football, did great things with Ajax in the Champions League and obviously in the league.
Ten Hag was officially the United boss, and in his first press conference, he made a bold statement.
They play in this moment really fantastic football, both Liverpool and Man City. But you will always see that an era can come to an end.
6 months since joining as manager, Erik Ten Hag has United's first trophy in 6 years.
The trophy wait is over. Erik Ten Hag wins silverware. Great scenes at Wembley.
We are still in a start to restore Man United there where it belongs, and that is to winning trophies. And yeah, this is the first one.
Ten Hag put his money where his mouth is and delivered a trophy in his very first season.
I think the first season he's done very well.
He's obviously a top manager, he knows what he's doing. He's worked under Pep Guardiola.
Finished third, got a trophy. Actually, we're onto something here. We've got the right guy.
Signings have been really good. I think that was important. And he's got a grip of the club.
So I want to thank you for this season, for the contribution, for the backing us, for the support. And it was great. And so thank you.
He delivered hope to Manchester United fans that their club could soon return to where they belonged. But year 2 wasn't exactly how fans envisioned it.
Now, at the beginning of the month, manager Erik Ten Hag very bluntly explained that he had dropped Sancho for the game against Arsenal because he hadn't been up to scratch in training.
Jaden was on his performance on the training. We didn't select him. You have to reach a level every day on Manchester United.
And as I mentioned, Sancho came out and made a statement indicating that this is not the case at all. Please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that are completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into.
The Man United boss is demanding an apology from the England winner over that social media post.
He's not alone in being publicly punished by Erik Ten Hag. Cristiano Ronaldo left the club not long after a critical interview. Jadon Sancho is away on loan after he was frozen out.
I think you need to nurture your players, get your arm around them and get the best out of them. I'm not sure he's improved anyone at that football club.
This is me. You're either in with me on these things. These are the rules, and you live by it and die by it.
Because when there is no discipline in the rules of the pitch, and then it will transfer on the pitch. I'm here the manager. I'm responsible for the top sport culture here, and I have to set standards and values, and I have to control them. So you need very strong character to perform, to deal with high expectations.
But this isn't the only thing Ten Hag has caught flack for.
They play counter-attack and they play a lot of long balls. No other top team plays like that. That's got nothing to do with what's going on above him. What is he doing on the training pitch? The players he brings in.
Even Man United fans are seeing the spaces and what's going on.
I expected a lot more in a way of playing.
Why can't Erik Ten Hag put his style of play into a team that had £400 million spent on it?
But I can't play like Ajax because they're different players. So I came here with my philosophy based on possession, but also to combine it with the DNA of Manchester United. And it's not about the way you want to play, but the players, they decide, they dictate the philosophy, how you play.
Can you put it in perspective clearly what it is that you're trying to do?
I can't take this serious. It's so obvious, and I think we're playing very good football.
Why do you think people are confused, Erik?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Whether he cares or not, the results and stats speak for themselves.
Erik, the European campaign is over for Manchester United.
I don't think Manchester United will make top 4. I think because they have to almost win every game. And
the failure to defeat Coventry City in the FA Cup convincingly seems to be the final dagger.
No, I don't think Ten Hag survives this. Even though we won, I don't see him surviving that.
But Ten Hag thinks otherwise.
Erik, you're through, but do you leave with a slight feeling of almost embarrassment at how you let that game nearly go?
It's a huge achievement to be twice in a FA Cup final. Is it embarrassing? No, the reactions from you was embarrassed. I'm a fighter. And I know it's not always going up. And sometimes you have setbacks. You have to deal with setbacks. But that makes this job so enjoyable.